Hello again, welcome to another video. Some people asked me about my time at Leeds College of Music and what it was like and how things were, and I decided to do a video on that. You wouldn't think that anybody asks me about anything with the amount of views I get on YouTube, but people actually do email me and ask questions, so there it is. So Leeds College of Music. When I was a young boy, I was obviously trained from I say obviously, it's not that obvious. I was trained to be a classical musician, and I went to cut a long story short, when I was from being 4 years old, I started playing the piano, and from being 8, I started to do the church organ, and then theatre organ from about 10, as well as other lessons, violin lessons, guitar lessons, clarinet, and musical theory, which went on all through my life, well, all through my early life. So by the time I was 16, I'd done all the grades with piano and church organ, and up to grade 8 in theory, which is the highest grade. Then I went to do A-level music, sociology and psychology at a sixth form college in Ashton-under-Lyne. And then during that time of A-levels, I had a girlfriend. I'd fallen in love at the time, I suppose you'd call it. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was also a musician and an organist, and she was wanting to go to Leeds College of Music in West Yorkshire, and I wanted to go to the Royal Northern College of Music, but Leeds College of Music they were doing a jazz and popular music diploma, so I think it was called Jazz and Light Music Diploma. So that's fair enough. And by this time I'd been improvising as a musician anyway, so it wasn't unusual to me to be jazzy and to be an improviser. So I thought, well, I was in love with Corinne, she was called, still is, and I thought, well, I'll go there and do the diploma there. I should have gone to the Royal Northern College of Music, so because it's a much better place. Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester is one of the few conservatoires, so I would have had a better chance of a musical career by going there. But anyway, I went to Leeds. So Leeds itself was a fairly newish music college, and from what I can gather, it was run by friends who had created a college. It was a proper place, but it sort of was and it wasn't. It was like a bit thrown together. I think it's a proper kosher place now, you know what I mean? It's like open above board, but I think at the time they just sort of got it together. I don't think it had been going long, and it was alright. It was half formal, and it's a bit tawdry, the place, but I was sorry I'd gone on the first week I got there, but anyway, I wanted to be with Corinne. So Leeds itself, the city of Leeds itself, was okay. The Tetley Bitter was nice, and I remember going to the audition to get into Leeds, which would have been about 6 months before I went, so it would have been about March 1985, I think. And my dad took me, and we went to a pub across the road from the college, which I think was called the Pig and Whistle. And so we went to a pub there for lunch. I think I had scampi and half a pint of Tetley Bitter. And I remember it well because obviously it was an unusual time, and it was unusual to have my dad with me as well. But he took me there, and I did the audition, which was like 3 set pieces, and then we had to do some oral tests, which are ear tests, and some different questions about music and improvisation, stuff like that. So I did the set pieces, and then we had to improvise on some, like, we had to improvise a 12 bar, then we had to improvise a couple of jazz standards. I think I did All the Things You Are and something else, maybe Satin Doll, maybe Tangerine. Anyway, so I got into I was given an offer. I was nervous at the audition. I think the half a pint of Tetley Bitter calmed me down a bit. Probably gave birth to a lifelong affection with alcohol, but which is no more. That's another story. That's on another video. So yeah, I got a letter following the audition a couple of weeks later saying that I had an unconditional offer to go there, which means that I didn't have to get A-level music, because I'd already got a lot of qualifications in music anyway. I'd got I think I had grade 7 piano, grade 8 theory of music, grade 8 church organ, grade 3 violin, grade 4 guitar, grade 1 clarinet, and grade 7 general musicianship. So I already had enough without the A-level. So it took the pressure off the A-levels, because an unconditional offer means you can go regardless of what happens next. Then I also went to audition at the Royal Northern College of Music, and it was a similar protocol there, but the audition there was all classical pieces. I remember doing Gollywog's Cakewalk by Debussy. What else did I do? The Harmonious Blacksmith by Handel, and a Bach Prelude and Fugue on the organ. So my second instrument there was organ, the first instrument was piano at the Royal Northern, and they too gave me an unconditional offer. So I could have either gone to Leeds or to the Royal Northern College of Music, and I chose to go to Leeds because Kareem was going there, which was a bad mistake. Always go to the best place if you can. If you're watching this and you're a young kid now, and you've got a girlfriend who's going to Leeds and another girlfriend who's going to Manchester Royal Northern, go there. That's not to say anything bad about Leeds College of Music. I think it's become a real top place now. I think it's like a top banana, the place, but at the time it certainly wasn't. So it was a bit ropey. So anyway, carried on going. Quite enjoyed it really. It wasn't a bad experience at Leeds. I got a little flat. This was at the time when Alison Moyet was in the charts, Bananarama, Duran Duran, Wham. There was nice times really, and the relationship didn't work out with me and Kareem, so when that was falling apart, I had a problem on the course as well. I was running out of money, and a lot of the kids who went to Leeds, a lot of the kids who went there were supported by their parents, so the parents were funding them either for rent or for food or whatever it was, and I didn't have that. So that's quite difficult in higher education when you are self-supporting. It's really difficult to get by, because you think, oh well, I'll get a job, and then if you get a job you can't do the studies well, whereas I suppose the equivalent these days is like the trustafarians, those kids that are on trust funds, and they don't have to worry about money at all. All they have to worry about is which skis to choose. for their third holiday that year. So the trust fund kids are the interns, and you'll find in life that the higher up you get, the more of that there is, because 7% of British people are privately educated, and they're the ones that rule the system. They're the ones that come to control the system statistically. So not everyone at Leeds was a Trustafarian or a posh kid. Far from it. You know, I made a couple of good friends there, and it wasn't wasted. But I also found at Leeds, because it was a jazz and light music college, I'd been involved in recording anyway in Manchester, and I'd put a lot of songs. I know how music works. I knew then as well, and it's just, I think that's something you either know or you don't. I've just got an instinct for how music is laid down, how it's put together. I've got good ears. So, and it's the same with improvisation. I used to argue at Leeds that improvisation isn't something you can really learn. You can certainly study it and do the transcriptions of what other people have done, but you can't really learn to improvise. It's something that's in you, and I still believe that today. It's a development. It's a natural development within you that either comes or it doesn't. So I could have gone the classical music route and gone to the Royal Northern College, which I knew would have been hard work, or I could have gone down the jazz and light music route. So that's what I did, and I went to Leeds, Leeds College of Music. So it was all right, you know. The beer was very good, Tetley bitter. What else was good? I made a good friend there called Shane. He used to play jazz funk, still does. And the curries were very good. We used to go out for curries in Leeds and Bradford. They were very good. But it was a troubled time on the whole, because I wasn't at a good place in my life, and my relationship with Corrine didn't work out. So it all turned to shit in the end. But so I wish I'd gone to Manchester. And then after leaving Leeds, I ended up back in Manchester anyway. So, but that's another story for another time. So, yeah, that's Leeds College of Music. I was going to finish there. Did it help me as a musician? Did I learn anything there? Probably not, to be honest. I already knew. I don't want this to sound arrogant, but I already knew a lot before I went. And at that time, when I was 18, I was a bit of a know-it-all anyway, because like I said, I knew how music works. So, yeah, wanted to leave really as quickly as I could. I wasn't in the right place head-wise to do it, but I know a lot of people get good stuff out of it. There were some great players there at the time. Chris Walker, Rick on bass, a girl called Patricia Ferrarin, who was a jazz pianist. She was really good. Steve Hill, jazz pianist, and he's become a musical director, I think, in the West End. He was a super player. So there were some great players there. And again, Shane Hill, I've mentioned, has become a lifelong friend. So, yeah, that was my time at Leeds, 1985. Wish I could go back to that time now. This beard was black then. See you soon.